Okay, students, thank you for participating in this exercise. Please go back to your seats. We are going to continue with our class. I want you to pay attention here to our agenda for today. Tonight we're going to work on our pronunciation. It is very important because that will help us to communicate if we are listening well, that we have already practiced our listening, then we can know and distinguish the words. We can pronounce those words or speak those words correctly, and other people can understand what we are talking about, what we are saying, right? So tonight we're going to do pronunciation. And one of the first things that we're going to pay attention is to our listening. I want you to pay attention to that. So in the exercise that you just did, I gave you a flashcard and you were supposed to look for another person that had a word that the sound was the same, but the writing or the spelling of the word was very different. And then you went to the boards that I put on the walls and you wrote the word, correct? So you worked with your partners, with your classmates, and now we are going to look at our pronunciation. So I want you to pay attention to what we are going to discuss first, and then I'm going to show you some words that sound the same but are different in meaning, and that's when we have to pay attention to how we pronounce our words, okay? And then this is important because if you listen correctly, then you can pronounce the word correctly, and then you're gonna speak and people will understand you, okay? So, very well. So when we see similar words, sometimes it's important to know the context of the sentence, right? And it's also important to know the meaning of the word and then how we pronounce it. And I want to give you an example that you have on a sheet of paper that I gave you. And it's a list of words that sound similar or sound the same, but they have different meanings, and then they are written a little bit different. So let's start with the first word that I have for you and that you have on your list. And I hope that all of you can see in here what I'm writing. Okay? So we have two words, and can somebody tell me the sound? How do we pronounce these two words? Luis. Okay, best and best. Okay, let's see somebody else. Laura. Vest and vest. Okay, well, so you are correct and not correct. So the first exercise that I want you to pay attention to when we are speaking about these words, and then we'll practice more words in some other classes that we're gonna have. But we are going to concentrate right now on the letters, first letters of our two words, right? So, I put here, look at my mouth. And I want you to look when I say the first word. So look at my mouth and I say the word. Vest. Vest. Now I'm going to say the second word. Best. Best. So I need you to tell me the difference. Anybody notice something different when I pronounce these two words? Robert. Okay, yes. So when I pronounce the first word correct, I use my bottom lip and my upper teeth. Vest. Let's repeat. Vest. Vest. So when we use our lower lip and our front teeth, it vibrates. Vest. Can you feel it? Vest. So it's important that when we are pronouncing words, we pronounce them correctly, and we can look at the other person and look at their mouths and see how they pronounce. The next word is best. What did I do there? Robert again, yes? Correct. Best. So I use my two lips, right? Upper and bottom. See the importance of looking at my mouth? It sounds weird, but when we are learning, we can look at the other person's mouth and we can mimic, we can copy the way they talk, they pronounce words. So for this exercise, vest, we use bottom lip, upper teeth, and it vibrates. For the second word, best, it's kind of soft, so we're using both our lips, right? So this one, let's say I have an example here for that, and let's say a sentence. He wears a bright vest, right? So vest, we already saw on our list that is a garment. It's something that we wear. So in my sentence that you also have on your list, we read, he wears a bright vest. Vest. And it's vibrating. We're using lip and teeth. Now with this one, you also have the example on your sheet, and we're gonna do this one. She always buys the best fruit. She always buys the best fruit. So best. Best, we use upper and lower lip, and it sounds softly, right? So you see the importance of our pronunciation. We can also see the context of what we're talking about. Because let's say that I don't pronounce the word correctly and I say, he wears a bright vest. So it doesn't make any sense, right? And the pronunciation was different. So we always want to pay attention to the context of the sentence, but also to the pronunciation. And something that can help this technique is to look at the other person's mouth and see how they are pronouncing the words that we're learning, okay? So now what we're gonna do is, you have a list of words that I gave you on your sheets, and you are going to work in pairs, and you are going to start learning the pronunciation of these words as we already did it at the beginning of the class. Because at the very end of the class, as homework that you're gonna upload in Google Classroom, you are going to record yourself saying all these words, and then I will evaluate how you did. Right. So let's start. Let's start working. 1, 2, 3, go.